Welcome back from Graphic Extras. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the RGB channels with Photoshop gradients, also CMYK and Lab. Now I'm just going to go to Photoshop using Photoshop CC, and I've got the channels palette here, so I'm just going to go over to Photoshop gradients tool, and I'm going to be just using a standard Photoshop gradient. Nothing special. Of course, there's lots of gradients available on graphicextras.com, but just go over there and just select the red channel and just apply. Now I'm applying in linear. I could of course use radial, and then I might just change to radial. Just there. Just go to green and the blue. And of course, depends on the actual gradient, the actual end result, and where you obviously located the origins of the gradients. But they are immediately, just by using a basic gradient, you can actually create quite interesting colour effects just using the RGB channels and splitting them into red, green, or blue. Like I say, you could use the different modes as well, like reflected or angle. Now, of course, you can do that. I can now continue. I can just go to red again, and you can also use blending modes. So you can go overlay, and you can just go like that, and yeah, that looks pretty good. And go back to the other one, and you can just play around with that, darken, difference. They all work in different color modes, different channels. Right. Okay, so once you've done that, next thing of course you can do, you can explore other. So image, mode, and I'm just going to go to lab first, lab mode. And I can select lightness. I can apply. Again, you can apply many of the blending modes in those as well. Not all are available. Some of them of course are disabled, but you can actually apply some. Go over to the A and the B, and now you can go back, and now basically using the same standard Photoshop gradient, you can create weird and wonderful colour effects using just a single gradient. Now going to CMYK, and I'm actually going to clear that down. Actually, I don't want. I'm just going to go fill white, and I'm just going to start from the beginning again. Cyan, magenta, and I'm using different modes. There's a number of modes. Of course, some of them are not available. Again, you can see the various ones: hue, saturation, etc. Yellow, and so on. You can just go there. Of course, you can leave the black off if you don't want. Of course, it makes it very dark if you use the black one. So you've got quite an interesting apple-like colour effect using just a, which you wouldn't expect to get an apple colour effect from a gradient like that. So I'm just going to show you black, and of course I can apply it there, and that sort of obviously darkens the general thing. You can also, of course, go to image mode and use 16-bit colour, and the blending mode, some of these options actually come available now for those. So I'm just going to apply that. But I'm going to go to the channels, and again you just see that some of they've been disabled again. So you can just apply that. Magenta, yellow, and so on and so on. Right, so that's a quick guide to using Photoshop gradients with channels. So you can use them in, let's say, Lab, CMYK, as well as RGB. And of course you can, I've been using the same gradient over and over again, slightly different locations for the origin, but if you use different gradients and combine, you can create even more weird and wonderful colour effects. I mean, that's pretty unusual colour effect that to be able to create just with a single Photoshop gradient. So hope you found this quick tutorial of interest, and you'll subscribe to the Graphic Extras channel. Always new videos coming every couple of days, and thank you much.